Hey, how you doing? This is Mike from Ironhorse Overland out here at Midwest Military Equipment in the beautiful Washington, Missouri. We're out here with our 1994 Stuart Stevenson M1079 LMTV. We bought it about 4 months ago, and we've since converted it into a rolling home. We retired our 4Runner and our Patriot camper, and we were out here. We got a new air conditioner and a new alternator in our truck. Since we've had it, I've remodeled the cab because they're fairly Spartan inside, plastic, metal, and when you live in something, you want to be more comfortable. Deb has converted the entire back into a habitat because I just don't do woodworking, and we've added a Webasto hot water heater. We've got 810 amp hours of Battle-Born lithium batteries, best batteries on the market. 900 watts of solar, plus I have 200 on the roof for my red arc system in the cab. So why don't we walk around and we'll check out the cab. This is the cab, and this is what we came for. A awesome air conditioner because Gunner does not do the heat, and we also have a radio in it. When I redid this, I changed out the steering wheel for this smaller Dorman style steering wheel, painted the dash to be a black, added our red arc system, so for 12 volt, and controlling 12 volt accessories. Back here we have our Red Arc Manager 30, our Red Arc Red Vision Cotec 1000 watt inverter, and then wiring that I have to clean up. I got a lithium battery in here, and then over here we have our Agency 6 panels. These were originally designed for the back of a 4Runner, but I made them work in here, so we have storage space. Our Garmin Overlander over here for our navigation. I also added in these Molly panels, the Agency 6 ones on the door, the pull handles up here, and then right here to take off the old dirty metal ones. And yeah, so these seats were already in it. They're aftermarket. They're very nice. That box over there is full of tools because these trucks are metric, standard, 1/4 inch through 3/4 inch. So you have to have a lot of tools. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, the ceiling, I used 1/4 inch plywood after I dynamatted and dynapadded the ceiling, and then wrapped them in Home Depot outdoor carpet. Here, this is half inch plywood with the same carpet on it, and then dynapadded all under there. Behind it, it's dynamatted underneath the padding, and then on the floor I used 1/2 inch thick dense foam to keep the heat and the noise from coming up from underneath. So right now that is the cab. And then, like I said, we came for the air conditioner. This has been something we've been looking forward to for a while. So, you know, you have your on and off and your fan, and then some extra switching here. And that'll work good when we get our new lighting. So, yeah, that's the cab. I hope everybody liked it. All right, so we're back outside. When we moved out of our trailer, we gained living space, but we lost storage space. So I got this Go Rhino rack. It's supposed to be for a large SUV. So what I did is just turned it sideways and it fit. For storage, we have our Pelican BX 140s up there. They're great storage. They don't leak. And on top of that is our solar panels for the cab 12 volt. And while we were here, we also had them wire in a 12 volt shut off, because if we're stopped somewhere, we can shut that off, and if no one can steal the truck. We added our Inca 4x4 trash roof, for a better word, because you got to have your trash bag so you can carry in and carry out. It also has a extra compressor, so if we lose the compressor in the engine, this will put 90 psi into the tanks to keep the brakes going. It's got a 3116 Caterpillar turbocharged straight 6 with a 7-speed Allison transmission. Rockwell 2.5 ton axles, differentials, and propeller shafts. And then this body was considered their mobile mechanics van. So the mechanics would go out to the field in this and then go out and fix stuff. And over here, because we live full-time on the road, I added this max vise tail or hitch vise, because if we have to fix something, that works out great. And then for our propane, we had this left over. It's a Expedition Essentials propane tank holder that we had on our 4Runner. So I just mounted it here, and then we put this 11-pound tank in, plumbed it through the floor, and then up to our stove. Over here, if my dog doesn't kill me. Again, we didn't have storage, so I added this box here for tools, spare parts, fluids, and stuff like that. And behind that is our Webasto hot water heater, and then it plumbs right up into the floor. Added a locking gas cap because I don't want people stealing my diesel. And for the most part, I mean, that's it. My wife can talk about the habitat. And yeah, thank you for watching.
Howdy everybody. So Mike did the cab and some of the outside. That is everything that he was basically focused on building when we got this. My job was the box, turning the box into a habitat. So we'll start outside because we've got this way up here, and yes, I have a step stool for it. This is our gravity fill. It's also the vent for when we're using the water. There's a tiny, tiny little vent that allows air to come into the tank when you're using it. And then this is also going to serve a secondary purpose. I'm going to be building in basically a pressure fill or water outline. And if I'm pressure filling it with a hose, then that will come off and we'll have a giant vent tube so that you don't explode your tank. But let me show you the Gunner's gonna trip me up. So these are the original electrical box inputs for the rig when it was in the military. And a lot of people delete this, but I was able to find, it's not hooked up yet, but this is an Aquar. It's a special little system that is designed for people to use on their houses in super cold areas like Minnesota and stuff like that. So your valve is in the wall where it's protected from the cold, and you plug it in you have a special little thing that goes in and turns and locks in so that you can have your water. Well, what I did in the trailer is I turned these into my fill, because I really didn't care for the way you had to fill the trailer tank. So with this, it fits perfect. It's like it was made for it. So this is going to be plumbed in and we'll have water out, but I'll also be able to flip a valve and have water in as well. And then
we also keep the nostalgia.
Yep, keep the nostalgia, and then this will eventually be wired for electrical out. So we'll have 110 electrical, and again, I was able to find one that just fits in there like it was built for it. Gotta love Amazon. So as we come around here, drilling into, that was the first hole that I cut in the box, was for that gravity fill, and that was a pucker factor. It was like, please be right, please be right, please be right. Fortunately, I had the specs, so I knew where the all the supports were in the wall, but it was still a little bit of a pucker factor drilling into the wall for the very first time. So once I got to this one, then it was a little easier. So we'll come on up here and show you the inside. I got that white mosquito netting and then realized that that was silly, that it's going to be brown rapidly. All right, so this is the inside of the rig. We did basically the kitchen. Being that we did the rounded top, it was really hard to find, you know, doors that would work properly. They're probably out there, but I just sewed everything. Right now, that's where our generator lives. We really haven't needed it at all with the setup that we have, but we got it just in case. And then we have kind of a temporary gray tank system right now because we don't yet have a gray tank under the rig. We will eventually, but that's going to take a little bit of time. So we have a smaller gray tank. Nice lot of counter space. We found this Ninja Flip. If you haven't looked at the Ninja Flips yet, you should. They're amazing. It flips down and it's a little oven, air fryer, dehydrator, kind of amazing. Made all the cabinets. A good friend of mine had the cabinet making stuff and let me borrow that and showed me how to use it, and so made some cabinets. This started out life as an IKEA drawer system, and then it fell off the work table. The work table actually had a catastrophic failure and it busted up the face of these, but it actually worked out really well because we were able to just use some of the birch plywood that we had and make it look all really nice, kept the grain and everything. We've got the bed, and then the two, basically, for lack of a better word, are clothes closets. And then we put in what would be a house window air conditioner. It's also a heater, but it will only work down to 41 degrees, which I think is kind of silly, and that's why we have the Webasto. The Webasto not only heats the water, but it also can heat the air once I put in the air heater exchanger. We've got our dinettes, or we've got a bunch of stuff. We've been here at Midwest getting a lot of things done, so a lot of our stuff is just kind of piled up. There's storage underneath the dinette, and then eventually this will have a map of the North American and Central American continents, marked of all the places that we've been. Just need to get time to do that. Under the rig, or under the bed, so under the bed we have a 100-gallon water tank. We have a water pump, basically a compression chamber that just kind of keeps the water at a steady pace. A Guzzle H2O water filtration system with a carbon block and UV light. And then we have also a comfort hot system. So when you buy the Webasto, if you don't plumb it into your vehicle engine, then you have to get basically a reserve tank for the coolant. And my philosophy is I like backup, so 1 is none and 2 is 1. So we got the comfort hot. That allows us, if there's anything wrong with the Webasto, I can bypass it and run the comfort hot for hot water off of electricity. Obviously the top of the drawers, but on this side we have all of our electrical system. So it's all Victron system, and then we have 810 amp hours of Battle-Born lithium batteries, which again, we got the generator thinking we would need it. We've got 900 watts of solar on the roof. Thus far, we have not needed the generator other than to just run it to exercise it. So we've been really happy with that system. Good friend of mine, Darren with Van Gogh, basically put that Victron system in for us. He knew what he was doing and kept me from banging my head against a wall and watching 14 zillion hours of YouTube University to try and figure out how to do that. So he put that in. This right here will eventually be our shower and toilet area. Right now it's the closet with all of our stuff. The toilet is still in there somewhere underneath all that. And so that will eventually be the shower. We had to bring the alternator back up here for install, so I didn't want to build the shower pan and then stick 100 pounds of alternator on top of it and break the shower pan. So yeah, that's going to be the next big build. So that is about it. We kept the original electrical chases along the top for all of our electrical line. We kept the original military blackout blinds. I know a lot of people delete those, but I thought they were kind of cool, and if for some reason we ever broke a window, we can just pop that up and be perfectly fine. Or if we really want it to be black in here, we can pull those and there's no light going to come in here. And that's about it. We've got both 12 volt and 110, as you can see. So the refrigerator is 12 volt, the lights are all 12 volt, and the electrical, the 110 is on these original socket boxes. And yeah, made the curtains with blackout material, which helps for the heat as well. And then we found this wall board. It's just a Home Depot wall board, and it actually cuts down the temperature by about another 10 degrees. So the box is insulated, but I mean, it's still a giant aluminum box. So that wall board helped cut down the heat transfer even more. And yeah, that's about it. Can't think of anything else. Hope you liked our setup. It's definitely the redneck setup, but we love it and it works for us. Bye.